Happy Thursday evening. All you fine folks out there in Facebook and YouTube land. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. It is January the 5th, 2023, and you're watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color. Our very first brand new show of the brand new year, 2023. Welcome, all of you that are watching us, whether you're watching us on YouTube, whether you're watching us on Facebook. We welcome you to tonight's show. Thank you for tuning us in, inviting us into your home, inviting us into your automobile, your airplane, your boat, your motorcycle, or whatever you might be, or wherever you might be. If you're watching on Facebook, do us a huge favor. Reach over and hit the like button and hit the share button. Hit the like button and hit the share button. That way you share our broadcast on your page. Helps us get our message out to an even broader audience. Lets everybody know you're a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And it shows a lot of love, and we appreciate all the love we can get. Guys, we love y'all. Glad you're joining us tonight. Happy New Year to all of you. 2023 came in with a bang. Just seems like it was yesterday. It was 2022, but it is 2023, and we're glad to kick off the brand new year with a brand new show live and in color. We're coming to you live tonight from our studio in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen, all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it is legal and illegal for us to operate. We're coming to you live, all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and the great state of Baker County, Georgia, live and in color. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Got a announcement that I need to make about reruns on syndicated television. Starting next Tuesday night, we will be on at 9 o'clock on C-SPAN for 52 weeks in hopes that we will have elected a Speaker of the House by January 1 of 2024. So we will follow the elections. Every Tuesday night, we will follow the election process for 52 weeks on C-SPAN, and hopefully by January 1 of 2024, if we've got a Speaker of the House, we'll move off of C-SPAN to another network syndication for our reruns. Boys, we're starting the year off bigger than we've ever started it off before. 161 3/8 inches tonight.
Man.
Brand spanking new live big screen. 161 3/8. Y'all ready? We are live and in color tonight at Miss Trixie Bell's Bunyan Tattoo Shop. Bisexual Pet Crab Outlet. Baked Cockeyed Woodpecker Souffle. Bat Sanctuary and Beer Joint in Baghdad, Florida.
Woo!
Man.
Let the dogs out on that one, didn't we?
That's Katie. Today's Katie's birthday.
Somebody might be breaking in on somebody.
Nah, it's Katie's birthday. She's trying to tell everybody today's her birthday. That's what it is.
Rewind that and go in slow motion.
All right, we'll do that in slow motion. We are live 161 3/8 inches tonight. Trixie Bell's Bunyan Tattoo Shop. That means you can get your bunion tattooed. Bisexual Crab Outlet. So you can buy
Let's stop on that one just a minute now.
Bisexual, yeah.
Do you buy the crab or do you get the crabs? Which one?
It's in Baghdad now, so remember. Baked Cockeyed Woodpecker Souffle. That is an environmentalist dream to be able to eat some baked Cockeyed Woodpecker Souffle. A bat sanctuary, and as my grandma Annie Ruth would say, a beer joint in Baghdad.
Beer joint. That's what they called him. A beer joint.
Beer.
Beer,
B-U-E-E-R. Beer.
Well,
beer joint.
since you brought up Baghdad, when I was getting in the wrestling business, my first year or two, here's a trivia question for the three of you. What professional wrestler who was popular through the 60s and early part of the 70s in this area, he was big, ended up being the mayor of Baghdad, Florida?
I wasn't old enough in the 70s. I just wasn't even born in the 70s.
You can go to hell for lying too, you know. Whoa! Bad boy Jimmy Hines. Remember the bad boy Hines?
I did, but I didn't know he was the mayor.
He was the mayor of Baghdad, Florida in the
Oh.
late 70s.
I didn't know that.
Through the 70s. He was killed in an accident on I-10. And he was coming back from Pensacola and had a massive heart attack and hit the culvert or where one of the overpass pieces of concrete was. And he was the mayor of Baghdad, Florida.
I never heard of Baghdad, Florida. I thought I'd been everywhere in the state of Florida.
No, it's in fact, if you go into toward Pensacola, next time you're on I-10 going toward Pensacola, there is a Baghdad exit right before you get to Milton and Pensacola. I think it's a Milton Baghdad and then Milton this and that and the other. But yeah, it's all, man, Floyd, it's got its own sign on I-10, Baghdad.
I missed it. I must have been doing something else when I rode by that sign.
Hey, Marvin, being as we started off about wrestling, I just sent you a picture. If you get it,
Okay.
Put it up there. I want Charlie to see this.
Let me see if I can get it here.
I don't know if it'll go through or not, but if you get it, it's in as a.
Yeah, hey, well, Bubba Watson, Bubba Watson's from Baghdad, Florida.
Uh-huh.
Where is it at?
It's going to going to
Pensacola. It's right before you get to Pensacola, Queasel. There's Baghdad is one of the exits. Baghdad, Milton, right before you get to Milton. If you're heading west, it's it's a little bit off I-10. It's about Baghdad. All it is, I got off there one day, thought I'd see something. I saw one store. Now there might have been another part of it I missed, but there's one store I saw.
The problem was me and you never made it past Panama City. We couldn't. That's about far away as we ever made it with the Panama City. So we didn't ever make it that far out there.
Dude.
Did the picture come
Baghdad's kind of like going to Alabama.
Basically, yes, that's exactly right.
They got a city hall and they got a city hall. Have they ever got him a mayor yet? There
I think they. I don't know if they've done that or not yet. I don't know. I hadn't heard of a big fight down there lately, so I don't know.
They had it going on down there for a while. They couldn't get them a mayor and city council. They were all at odds with one another.
Yes, they were.
But they had them a drink machine on the front porch of the city hall.
They had a what?
Had them a Coca-Cola machine, Coke machine box on the porch, under the porch at City Hall. Revenue taking that red. They used to have a red. They used not to have to worry about no drink box when Ronnie was roaming.
Yeah, they had him a policeman.
Highway 84.
That's right.
When Ronnie was alive, that was. I'm gonna tell a story right quick. Going back to, oh gosh, I don't know how many years ago. A truck that I was driving was in the shop, so I had a rental car. And to be honest with you, the rental car, you didn't have to press accelerate on it near as hard as you did to get on the truck to get it up to 65 miles an hour or 70. So you remember Miss Shiver had the produce place there, had the peas and butter bean Shivers that I used to advertise for?
Yep.
She wanted me to come out there and make a shot of a pea sheller and change up her advertising. And somewhere, right about Pansy, I think it was, I didn't see him. I kind of saw him after that, but Ronnie was coming toward the west and I was heading east. And I was probably about 25 to 30 over the speed limit to be. I mean, the statute of limitations run out. I can confess this. And I got on in the driveway on down there, Gordon, Miss Shivers, and got there behind the barn. And about the time I stepped up on the porch where they're shelling peas, I saw Ronnie heading east with the lights flashing. He was coming after me. And so he turned around, I guess, when he got across the state line, came back up there, pulled in at Beth's, walked up there, and he said, "Is that your car?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I said, "No, not exactly." Beth Shivers said, "Ronnie, shut up and leave him alone, because if you don't, you ain't gonna get no more peas or butter beans for your freezer." And that's exactly how the story ended.
That wound it up, huh?
That wound up the conversation.
We need to explain to folks that might be listening in Martha's Vineyard who Ronnie is.
Yeah, they don't understand Ronnie.
Officer Ronnie.
Go ahead, Floyd.
He was the police of Gordon, Alabama, and he trolled Highway 84. Highway 84 between Dawsonville and Dothan. He trolled it, buddy. Let me tell you, that was his domain. And he would catch you, and he would lay and wait. They used to have a club over there that was open right there. That's what that was like the downtown mall over there. It was called the Bonfire Club.
Bonfire.
Right there. And he would check them cats out when they were walking out of the Bonfire Club, and if one of them kind of wobbled a little bit or made a crooked move, so he'd be on it like a June bug, and he'd find you. And see, that was a source of income in Gordon, Alabama. And anyway, I don't know what happened to Ronnie, but he was an institution over there, especially
he passed away
when we got that full lane going.
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago of cancer, but he controlled. I'd love to know the dollar amount of revenue he collected there in Gordon, a little stop in the road called Gordon.
I tell you what, that was the safest stretch of 84 that there was anywhere out there. That stretch which said police jurisdiction.
I'm like Susan.
Police jurisdiction. No, everybody slowed down. I guarantee you, everybody's driving speedily except them that was drunk or didn't know where they were at. And passing through,
that's right.
He'd nail them, man. I mean,
I'm kind of like Susan Turner, man. 2 times got me a money order. Had to get me a money order made out to the town of Gordon.
Exactly right. Hey, it was all business, man. He was all business. He was looking out for his constituents.
He didn't pick them and he didn't cull them. Whoever it was.
He was non-discriminatory.
That's exactly what he was.
I believe the president of the United States could have come through there, no matter who it was, and Ronnie would have wrote him a ticket.
But when it came to Pete, one time, he stopped my mother-in-law one time, Miss Ruth Smith. She was coming through. They had a big old Pontiac, Catalina Pontiac, and the air conditioner had gone out in the house, and AW, Karen's daddy had sent Miss Ruth over there, go get us an air conditioner over there. That's the way he talked. I ain't making fun of the way he talked. So anyway, she loaded up, got a pocketbook full of money, and went to Dothan over there, and they put the air conditioner, set it over in the trunk of a car. And the thing weighed about 600 or 700 pounds. I mean, it was a monster air conditioner window unit, of course. And anyway, the car was squatting down like that. Ronnie pulled over, pulled the door. She was holding whiskey. Nadine knows what she told him, but let me tell you what she told Ronnie up there. And Ronnie let her go. But she had that Catalina Pontiac, the bumming them about dragging the ground. That accident.
What is it? Ruth let him know in a hurry she wasn't hauling no liquor.
She let him know who she was and what she was doing, and for him to leave her alone, she had to get to the house so they could get that air conditioner put in the window.
You know, from looking over here at this column of folks, this confessing and repenting, I believe this. I believe folk from Miller County had funded about half of the stuff Gordon never
Well,
done.
it looked to me like up there. They talk about, they said $70 and I wasn't even speeding. That's what that
But they
lady from
paid it
Cedar said
anyway.
up there. Hey, you didn't have no case. There wasn't no judge over that.
No.
There wasn't no justice
It
of
was
the peace.
you against
No
Ronnie.
judge.
That was
Ronnie
it.
judge, jury, and executioner.
Now
I don't
they
know if
did.
y'all
They
ever
did
heard
have
the
a court.
story.
They
Go
did
ahead,
have a
Charlie.
court
You
ever
couldn't
so
speak up.
often.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you sure didn't want to go to court.
No.
So
Yeah.
you was
That's
gonna lose. You was gonna
Did
lose.
y'all ever hear the story about when Larry Lane got stopped for speeding over and he was an EMT? I don't know if y'all ever heard that story, but he got stopped. And then about 2 weeks later, he was running an ambulance and Ronnie had a heart attack. And he picked him up and Ronnie said, "Do I know you?" And Larry said, "Yeah, you stopped me for speeding 2 weeks ago."
woo.
Hey, now Jackie McDonald's a woman after my own heart, paid to fine in pennies. Now that's
He
what
met
I'm
his
talking
match
about.
when he met Jackie now.
Well, that was an upset woman right there.
Let me
She
tell you,
was
Jackie, the only
upset.
woman I ever seen could drive an ambulance on 2 wheels. She could drive it on 2 wheels now.
Look at all these people that's paid out money. I kind of feel guilty that some peas and butter beans saved me.
You got on cheap, didn't you, Johnny?
I didn't have to pay a penny.
But
Hey,
that
these
woman
folks-
with the peas and butter beans, she about like my mama-in-law. She told Ronnie just about like it was about the stopping deal. You know,
You
I
dead
can't
gum
believe-
right.
go somewhere else and leave me alone.
I can't believe he thought Miss Ruth was running shine.
Yeah, I had time. You know, folks, they used to all look at them old big old cars, them old big Pontiacs and Oldsmobile and everything. He pulled over. She sat there driving, look at those steering wheel.
And they was
What did AW say?
Oh, they did. Yeah, old Ronnie.
they
Pay him no
was a
mind.
little more modern on their charges too, Florida. Because back some of them days there, it was still 1875 in Concord. Make no difference whether speeding or murder. It was 1875.
That's it. 1870. Yeah,
And they charged you $70.
Woo, $70.
Mm.
Man, that was some money. I don't care if it was yesterday. That's some money. $70.
Yeah. Wow.
No.
Hey, the bad thing about it is now, ticket fines, you ain't gonna get maybe a seatbelt for $70.
I
About the
got
cheapest.
I got a fine through the mail back last year around October or November of not 22 but 2021. Me and Karen going back and forth to Albany at Beverly. She was having to go to the doctor so much. They sent me one in the mail said I was speeding.
How much
mail.
was it?
$85. Mm-hmm. Send them
Did
a
you
check
pay it?
or money order. I sent them a
Who
check.
sent you one in the
Whoa,
mail?
whoa. How did they know you was a speeding, Floyd?
They had me on the camera. They zapped me. Had me on
Where?
the camera. They got poles. If y'all in Albany, Georgia, up there, y'all be particular up there because they got cameras on poles everywhere up
Are
there.
you-
You think they won't? You think they won't cream you? Let me tell you, you better not slip. So they said.
And it takes a
When I seen it in the mail, I knew what it was. A city of Albany, Georgia. I know.
Mm.
Shakedown
Mm.
deal. How you gonna fight that? And I mean, that was 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. How you gonna fight it?
You wasn't going to court up there, were you?
I wasn't gonna go to court in Albany. I was not gonna go to court in Albany.
Mm.
I wouldn't stop and go in the bath. There's a good bathroom going through Albany.
Man. But
Hey,
anyway, I'm
there's
telling y'all be particular. Where is that?
I had to
Look
put
at
it
that.
up there. I had to couldn't get it up like I wanted to, but that's the picture right there, Charlie.
You see them? You know who them are?
That's the Armstrong
That's
family.
the Armstrongs. That's them.
Mr.
it.
Kubota Clay Dales put Bob Armstrong here on my page, thinking that was the mayor of Baghdad, which Bob lived pretty close to that. But those boys and Miss Gail raised y'all a lot of money over there,
They
didn't they?
raised just a lot of money. You better believe it. They kept us from going broke now. They kept us from going broke.
Something I meant to say a while ago, and I think we started a conversation without being thrown to me. It don't matter. We just visited. I'm glad to see Queasel back. We have missed him
Man,
for
I'm
the
glad
last
to be back.
couple of weeks, and I'm gonna kind of throw it to him. I got some pictures we'll show later, I guess. But I want to throw it to him to find out, how much money was made during the holiday season down at Yeehaw Junction.
Oh man, we had it going on. We had it going on.
Oh,
We had a 2-for-1 special. You come in and
and
get
that
one
was,
room. You had a 2-for-1. You come in and get one room. We charge you for two. We
hey, yeah.
made a good profit. We had special on all the meals, and traffic was backed up in all directions. We had traffic backed up all the way down there to Alligator Alley, trying to come in there. We had good entertainment, and the Grassy Flat Boys was playing down there,
Yep.
and folks was lined up coming to see them just as far as they could see, and everything was good. The business is good, and you can't. Uh, doing good. It's already up to about a 7-star resort now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
really,
You put
really
it on the
doing
map,
good.
Quasar. You the one. You started going down there. You gave them some exposure, some celebrity exposure, and it busted wide open, man. After you
Well,
started going down there.
it wasn't me, it was us. We all got down there and got to be a part of it. And it had, they got a sign out there now. I meant to take a picture of it and I forgot it. It said the winter home of the dirt road sports. And man, they just lined everywhere you see they lined up down there.
Getting your
And
picture made in front of it.
I'm telling you, it's special. I think they booked out solid about 18 months out now. I would tell somebody, call up and down there and make a reservation, but you can't get in. So, but I'll let you know when it's available where you can get in down there.
Yeah, need to get
How many rooms in that unit down there?
6.
Okay. Might be a little. You just about
But,
got to go
hey,
to 2 to 1.
Charlie,
They
here's the
elite.
good thing about it. They all joining rooms. They all join one another.
That's right.
Uh,
Man, this is the first rate. This is the first rate establishment I'm talking about now.
I guarantee you.
It is something else. So
Look
They
at all
had
these people
so
up here writing all about the speed tickets and Albany up there. Look
I
at
know
that.
it.
yeah, Jody Redding. He said he got 2 last week.
Yeah, everyone
In Albany?
yeah,
Yeah.
they bringing it in, buddy. They
Better stay out
testify.
of Albany.
Hey, that's all we do is spreading the news. That's all we do. All we
that's
do is
it.
folks abreast of what's going on and around you, what your surroundings are, where you need to be careful. It pays you. You make money if you watch us every week. You may not learn nothing, but you'll make money.
You make money.
That's
I
right.
see it.
You make money.
Hey,
You watch.
speaking about making money, boys, we got a brand new sponsor this week right here.
Come on.
Ziggy
Look at that.
Bees Seafood
What you
Market
talking
in
about?
Colquitt, Georgia, guys, right here. Miss Ansley Bracewell, Ziggy Bees. Boy, y'all want y'all to look. I got 2. We got this one's so big. It took 2 slides to put this one all together. But not only look at that fresh, this was straight out of the counter, guys. This ain't no made up stuff. Look at that steak right there. And then
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I got.
But now there's I could eat that whole pot of mullet roe right there by myself.
Yeah. We could bury you in a matchbox when you got through too.
I could eat that whole stainless steel bowl of mullet roe right there. Look at those catfish. I mean, just those
I'm
whole
telling
little catfish face, and then
Hey.
look at the stacked up Cedar Key oysters right yonder. I want you just to look at them. I'm talking about the bag, the bushel, by the box, by the truckload. She can get them. I mean,
That gal ain't playing.
yeah, she's only been open since September, and she is. If they'd have to be 2 of her to be any more wide open than she is right now.
That's right. And it's good. I ain't got nothing from up there yet that was bad. Not one single thing. It's fresh. It's good. Man, I like it. I'm telling you, that's the place to be.
It's right off the square in Colquitt. Hey, you guys that don't live in Colquitt, listen, it is right off the square in Colquitt. Freshest seafood, I promise you'll ever get. Floyd, how long has Ansley been in the seafood business? Probably close to 15 years.
15 years. Yeah, she worked down at in Bainbridge down there at the Dixie Dandy for several years down there. And I always would go down there to buy my seafood because of her, because of her knowledge of the seafood business and the market and the product that she was selling. I'd always get my seafood from her. And it always worked out good for me, and it's working out good for me here in Colquitt. Me and Nadine love it. Thursday night is our shrimp night. and I'll go in there and I'll get us a pound of them peeled and deveined shrimp. I'll come back home and we'll fry them. That's our little deal on Thursday night, a little special deal we have every Thursday night. And she does a great job, and she's spot on, and it's clean, it's spotless when you go in there. There ain't a bunch of mess around everywhere, trash everywhere. It's clean. Uh, it's a good place to do business, and we're proud to have her as a sponsor.
You better
And
believe it.
yeah, we're very proud, and we appreciate that, and we're gonna do our best, Ashley, to promote your business and get you some more money in there. What do you have? I mean, Marvin, do you have a telephone number anything we can put up?
I don't. We'll have one next week. I'll have a telephone number next week for her. But
Yeah.
hey, if you need to get a hold of her, you call us. Listen, we might even we might even go pick it up for you and meet you if we need to. Because I promise you that right there, you're not gonna get any fresher seafood anywhere.
Where you
Look
go?
at
Where you
saltfish
go get
right
it? Where
there.
you go get a
Them
fillet
lobster
steak like
tail.
that around here? You ain't gonna get one
Yeah.
though. That's the place. And I've got the steaks there too, and they are
There
delicious.
you go.
There it
Right
is.
there it is. Look right there. Ask and you shall receive. 758-5430. Area code 229.
And here's the thing about it. She
758.
appreciates you. She
Yeah.
appreciates you coming down there doing business with her. She does. It means something to her. She gonna look after you. I went down there one time. We had to get a big old box. We were cooking a bunch of fish. When she seen me walk in the door, here she come out with the box of fish. We done paid the fare. She had them ready, ready to go. Eyes down, ready to go. She appreciates your business. The customer service is second to none.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the place to
Easy
If
go.
to
all
remember
businesses
the
work like
name.
hers, let me tell you what, they'd be on a roll.
You better believe it. Yes, sir.
Ziggy B's. That's all you got to remember. Hey, tell me, Ziggy B's, Colquitt, Georgia. Anybody can point you there. Freshest seafood around. Hey, weekend's coming up. Big national championship game Monday night. Be a good time to stock up for something to eat.
That's right.
Appreciate
You know,
Ziggy B's. Ziggy B's.
that I got to come over and get some of that because that's some fine looking seafood.
Good stuff.
Mhm.
And when you call that number, you won't talk to somebody in a land far away. You'll talk to the folks there. Got to
That's
tell
right.
this story real quick. A certain pizza house chain that I didn't like their product, but it was available. Called the other night, didn't have time to fix something, so I wanted something quick, and I was going to go to there. Got to drive it up window. So I called them. I'd done business with them before, and I called, and they had that computer going. This is something pizza, pizza so and so. If you'd like to place an order, press 1. Doop. Much to my surprise, very quickly I got a human on the other end. This customer service, what could I do for you? I said, huh? I customer service, I take your order, what would we do for you? I said, are you in Headland, Alabama? I customer service. I take your order. I said, oh, no, I want to speak to somebody in Headland, Alabama at the pizza blank. Customer service, I take your order. Blank, no, you won't, and you can tell them to forevermore forget my
Charlie,
business.
what y'all had there was a failure to communicate.
There you go.
It was a
That's
big, no, it was a flag that if we have got to be big enough in a town of Headland to have this company, then y'all all know who it is, you have to go through probably India to give your order the way it sounded to me. I just telling the truth. And I can't talk to whoever, Floyd or whoever, is going to fix my pizza. I ain't going to do business with you.
No,
At Ziggy, you going to find out who's going to do the business.
That's right. Oh. All right, guys. Trivia. Trivia time. Southern History Hits. On a Platt Show. on the square in Kaufman, Georgia. Embroidery, t-shirt, tumblers, gifts, and more. On the southwest corner out there, 109 West College Street in Kaufman, 726-2825. That's the number. Home of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show logoed memorabilia. You get cups, t-shirts, underwear with the Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show logo on it.
Marvin, you bring it up on me. You need to can you trim your music, that background music down on that deal so we can hear you talk?
I got it down. You got to turn your volume up a little bit, or maybe I need
It's
to
up.
turn
Yeah,
mine.
go ahead.
No,
Yep,
you
go
breaking
ahead.
up, and I ain't got no music going on. I
Thank
thought I heard
you.
I thought I
Y'all
heard you
can't
talking about Charlie's underwear.
Y'all
That's
can't
what.
hear me.
That's
If
what it
we
sounded
can
like.
hear you, but when you put the music up there, it creates a big distortion. We
I
just
got
want to hear that
I,
golden
I,
weather channel voice.
I understand. I got
Okay.
you now. But anyway,
Now we go.
contact them at Southern Hissy Fits. Trivia time! Trivia time. Got a brand new question for you tonight.
Wasn't that? You know what? I want to say something. I'm a little bit jealous.
About
I'm a
what?
little bit because I gave Holden his cup the other night. Now that's about the most fancy coffee cup I ever seen. I ain't got one of them cups.
I understand.
I'm kind of
It's
jealous
nice.
about that
I'm
deal.
telling you, that nice.
It is
All right,
very
here we
nice.
go. The very first TV character to have a car phone was Richard Diamond, P.I. Again, the very first TV character to have a car phone was Richard Diamond, P.I. Who was the second TV character in network TV to have one? Who was the second TV character in network TV land to have a car phone? 229-254-5060. Correct answer. And your name, you'll win a logo enameled Charlie Platt.
Or they can go buy one. They can buy one
Yeah,
anytime
they
you
can
go
go
to
buy
that
one.
Hissy
Yeah.
Fits. Yeah. You go buy one.
Elvis
Well, they could buy
Presley
me
is
one.
not, Elvis Presley is not the correct answer. No.
Mhm.
Knight Rider is not the correct answer. Yeah. Second.
So what if I was to guess it? Can I get a cup then?
You
Yeah,
disqualified.
you can get it. Yeah,
Mhm.
well,
You're
yeah.
not eligible.
It's a what do you call it? It's a conflict of interest. 007 is not correct. Perry Mason is not correct. First TV character to ever have a car phone was Richard Diamond, P.I. Who was the second TV character to have one on network TV? Second TV character on network TV to have a car phone. It's been a while back. It would have been more than 2 years ago.
He drove a
television.
Plymouth Fury.
Oh,
Plymouth Fury convertible, if that helps you. You close that, Jody.
Yeah, close, Jody. Sanford and Sons is not right. Mannix is close. And it is not Roger Cook. No, it was not Roger Cook.
Hey, when they had the car phone, when that PI had the car phone, Roger Cook was jumping ditches out there on the big train with a soda cracker in his mouth.
Now they keep Tony. It's not Mannix. That's close.
He goes again. He close again.
Cannon, y'all getting, man, y'all right all over it. Broderick Crawford, Magnum.
Ooh, ain't he close, Sue?
no.
Floyd, you got him stunned. Ho, 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 ho. Got a winner. Got a winner right here. Got a winner.
That's it.
Got a winner. And it is a winner right here. It's the very first. We actually had two come in. It is none other than Emmanuel Hare.
Come on.
Believe it or not, he is the winner tonight. Y'all ready for the correct answer? Peter Gunn. Gunn. Peter
That's him.
Gunn is the
Man, he
correct
was a
answer.
bad dude too.
Emmett
He
Mock
was
come in.
suave and debonair.
Emmett Mock was right behind on at 8:30. One came in at 8:35, other one 8:36. They were real close right there, but that had them stumped. Peter Gunn was the name.
That was a good
And
show.
the Undertaker got the cup.
Undertaker got the
I
cup.
think he got the cup.
Roger Cook said he knew that.
He better not leave it sitting on his desk.
Well,
That's all I can
why
tell
did he
you.
put the wrong answer up there? Because he knew it.
He better not bring that cup to work, leave it sitting on his desk. That's all I got to say. I'm going to give me one of them cups.
Charlie, tell us a little bit about this right here. I know you got quite a few pictures tonight. Tell us about
Well,
Dave.
this is one of those deals where I was not old enough to be a guilty party and go down there. I think if confession and was made true testimonial by one member of our group, they would probably know all about the inside and outside of the old Dutch down in Panama City, Florida. Not calling any names out, but there's a lot of folks that have watched that probably will remember the old Dutch. And boy, I wish I could have been there and watched all 6 nights of one of the best comedians to ever hit. He hit about 50 years ahead of his time, Brother Dave Gardner. And I think Floyd might be familiar with not only the old Dutch, but Brother Dave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you ever heard
a story and a joke, it'd be funny. And he wouldn't have to cuss all the time, neither.
No, you know what? One of the cuts on one of the recordings that he did was he said, "Folks, one day we're going to come to the day when dogs are going to be sitting in fine chairs, smoking cigars and drinking cocktails, and the humans are going to be all down on the floor."
he got it about right.
He got it about right, and the phrase teeth, hair, and eyes all over the pavement. I think Floyd remember the motorcycle story.
Yeah.
Man, he was way ahead of his time, but you're right. He didn't have to talk ugly, and he could make you laugh.
He was good. Yeah, the old Dutch. I remember the old Dutch. I got in on the tail end.
Man, that looks good.
That was from the old Dutch right there, Floyd.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you all about it right there. Yes, sir.
Woo.
That on the left right there, that's one of mine and Nadine's go-tos. We ain't what we got, what we gonna eat. I don't know. I said, what about some tomato gravy, some biscuits, and some good ham? And one of my neighbors over here, my next door neighbor, not my rich attorney neighbor, but my other one that works for a living right next door to me here, give me one of them honey baked hams for Christmas. And we were still working on that boy right there. And she can make some of the best tomato gravy. That is one gravy making woman. She can make any kind of gravy you want, and she can put it out there. Had a tomato gravy biscuit. I like sweet milk with mine now. And some of that ham, put that in that old black iron frying pan, and then make you put your tomato gravy in there and make it gravy. Then that on the right, that's my New Year's Day dinner right there. Some more of that good ham, cornbread, rice, black-eyed peas with some fresh onion, and some turnip greens and some sweet tea. And let me tell you, now you talking about living in paradise. That's it right there. Anybody that can eat any better than that right there, I'm telling you, you way yonder ahead of me.
Salute.
Right there. That's for real right there.
And it
fills you up and it make you happy.
There he is.
That Boss Hog.
There he is. Right there.
Boss Hog White.
Yes, sir.
Discussing the
anytime
world's.
we want to scoop on you, just give him a call.
That's all you got to do. If anytime you want something on him, give me a call. We can lie about each other. But no, that was this afternoon, sitting as the sun went down. Got a full moon tomorrow night, boys.
Wow, yeah. Charlie, you took, I think it was, did you take this picture right here?
No, sir.
All right, that was in Baker County, I think.
Ain't that a photograph there? Good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Baker County,
that's my buddy
Georgia,
Richard Jones up there. Richard Jones. He knows he got an eye.
He does. And then, Charlie, I saw you got your squirrel back. Is that's the black squirrel right there?
That's the black fox squirrel. That's right. That's the solid black one. We got one that's black with a little bit of white on him in a couple of places, but they just popping up more and more right there in that area. Have you got the picture of the
See that
satsuma
now.
and the grapefruit?
Yeah, there's
This is this is what happens to a satsuma tree that was exposed to a lot of wind.
mm,
You don't see a leaf on it. Yeah,
Is it gonna
it
make it
burned it.
back?
Nah, that hadn't been figured out yet. The good Lord's the only one knows the answer to that one. This
man.
is in Kinsey, right there. Well, I tell you what, it's about 100 yards from the Henry-Houston County line. A grapefruit tree, a big, huge tree there on Sweet Bethel Road. And once that 16-degree 2 mornings in a row hit, about 3 days later, you can see where the fruit went straight to the ground.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
when they talk about citrus damage down there in Central Florida, that's what it does up here in Southeast Alabama with the satsumas, which Professor Hartzog, Dr. Hartzog, always said, if the temperature is going to get below 23 degrees for several consecutive hours, you need to freeze the whole tree over, especially start down there at the main
At the base.
trunk base. That's right. And boy, 16 is a long way from 23. And we had
Mm.
it 2 days in a row and didn't get above 31 for 2 days. So I'm sure a lot of these citrus based plant trees around here are going to be affected by it. If not, you
Well,
don't see it right now, you might see it later on.
if it hadn't been for that global warming, ain't no telling how cold it would have been.
That's right. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have
Ain't
broke
no
off.
telling.
Florida would have just broke off down there.
Gone.
Thank goodness for global
Mm.
warming.
All right, guys. Let's. I'm going to hit a few things before we get into Floyd's. A couple of things this week in the news. Of course, we know biggest thing in the news has been
What you doing?
we don't have a Speaker of the House.
We ain't had one for how many years?
Well, that's true. All right, here we go. This came out this week. Um, New York attacks heightism, calls to mate with short people to save the earth.
Huh?
Being short is better for the planet, and they are saying that it is best suited for long-term survival. So they're encouraging short people to mate.
So tall people, what they do? Jump off a building, go ahead and jump off a building and be done with it.
Well, why did
Tall
they
people.
wait till I got so old to tell me that?
I knew that was coming.
They ought to told me that when I was in my 20s. I might have could have done some good. Now I do
Hey, listen, again, we ain't telling you nothing but the truth. You can go Google that. That's on Breitbart. I mean, they're saying that short people are going to be what save the planet. Here's another one. Biden's plan for the southern border: tell illegal immigrants to use an app on their cell phone.
So they can get help. So they can get guidance
Yeah.
Get a
about
check in a hurry.
Yeah, you get your.
Marvin,
Cause
tell them about what
I'm
me and you.
confused now. Where do the cell phones come from, Marvin? Who provides the cell phones? We do.
Yeah,
We provide the
yeah.
cell phones, and we provide all the minutes for them, the whole deal. We pay. They got a better cell phone than I do,
Yeah.
and they're coming in here. And here, he got on there. You need to go to an app on there, and it'll tell you where to go, how to maneuver around, so you can get hooked onto the system where you can start on all this, getting all this free stuff coming in here that hardworking folks is going to pay for, and you're going to reap the benefits of. And
Tell them,
eventually, when their money runs out, and when they get too old to work, the whole thing will cave in. But we'll worry about that later on.
Marvin, tell them about that $100,000 salary me and you were talking about this morning you get for staying home.
Oh yeah. Y'all, you do know that there are states now. I believe Washington and Oregon are one of them. A family of four can get $100,000 a year to stay home.
Benefits.
$100,000 a year to stay home.
Do no work.
Yep. No productivity.
Non-productive. Be
Yep.
non-productive. Get you
Yep.
$100,000 a year.
All right, here's the last news item I want to throw out before we go to the short list. Joe Biden claims that 20,000 pounds of fentanyl is enough to kill as many as 1,000 people in this country.
20,000 pounds. Now, y'all hear that?
You understand how many? You understand how big of an amount 20,000 pounds of fentanyl is? 20,000 pounds of fentanyl will kill 4.5 billion people. It would almost half wipe the globe out.
Yeah.
He says it'd kill 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Well,
See, that's how they count votes.
I
See,
mean,
that's
he's
how
the
that's how the
president.
Democrats count votes. They said, "Oh no, this ain't. Well, he didn't get 100,000 votes. He got 1,000,000 votes." See that?
Mhm.
Floyd,
You
you
what,
brought up a
Cleveland?
very, very good point right there. If the Republicans would just for a little while learn how to get along with the Democrats, they could let the Democrats go over and count the votes for them, and they'd have them a winner because they'll always he need but what 218 votes.
Something
They'd have
like
had
that.
him 700. He'd
That's
have
right.
had
Yeah.
700 on the first ballot.
You turn the vote counting over to them. They show you how to
They
count
count.
from votes.
I got the best solution for this whole deal up there that's going on now. If they cut out all the benefits and the whiskey drinking at night, they'd get something done.
You know what I'd do if I was a businessman, if I was a businessman and an entrepreneur in Washington D.C., I'd put me up a popcorn machine there in the house floor, and I'd sell popcorn because that's what they man, give me some. Let's eat the popcorn. Look here. Ooh, I can't. Let's sit down and what we got to watch this.
They
Yeah.
loving it. They loving it.
And it's both parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Ain't no difference in them.
It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Hello, everybody. Good to be with y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning us in tonight. We about to draw this thing to a close. I got me a little short list here tonight, but I think it's some very important ones. Some that that will cause you to think. I want you to think. I don't want you just to react. I want you to absorb this while I tell them to you, and you think about it. First one, y'all know the Marine Corps. That's an honorable branch of service to be in. I remember wasn't too many years ago, man. If you was a Marine, you was a bad dude. You jarred the ground when you walked because you had walked the walk and you had talked the talk and you had fought the fight. You'd done it all. You'd been there. You'd seen it all. But now the Marines their big issue now is calling your drill sergeant, making sure you don't call them by their genders that they were born with, because they may not be, that might not suit them. So, but that's a big deal with the Marines now is making sure that you don't offend anybody by by assuming their gender that they have. Here's one I want y'all to think about this one now, and I know a bunch of you guys that went to Vietnam and came home, and some of you didn't. But I want y'all to think about this. Let this sink in as to what we're dealing with here now. Vietnam soldiers, let me say it again, Vietnam soldiers in that era that were ever confused about the gender of their drill sergeant. Anybody out there?
Amen.
Some of you folks up there in Martha's Vineyard, some of you libs out there, some of you Democrats, y'all tell me, y'all could find you a Vietnam veteran and ask him about the gender of his drill sergeant, if there was any confusion. But there is now. With this defense secretary we've got, and the guy that's the head of the army, of Milley, whatever his stupid name is. They're concerned about that. That's a big issue with them. But them guys in Vietnam veterans, go find you a Vietnam veteran and ask him if he was ever confused about the gender of his drill sergeant. Nothing but the truth. Just asking a question. Asking a question. Here one, Pentecostal preachers that were stranded at an airport during the Christmas snowstorms. Hey, you know any? Y'all know any? Any of y'all Pentecostals out there? Y'all call me and let me know if y'all was stranded at the airport during the Christmas. You don't know. It's kind of on the same tone. Pentecostal preachers that can ice skate. I will not do that. I mean, that could be anybody. I don't have to pick on the Pentecostals all the time. That could be anybody. That could be Democrat mayors that know how to
I know a couple of Free Will Baptist preachers I'd like to see ice skate.
Baptist preachers that know how to ice skate. Oh, Lord have mercy. Here's another one right here. South Alabama pup wooders that care, that give a rat's you know what about Harry and Meghan and what they are doing.
Amen. So
Man, have y'all ever seen anybody more whipped than Harry? He whipped,
never.
He got it. He's toast. He's gone. Hey, you just might as well just pour the butter all over him because he's gone.
He's cooked.
He just slide right on out the door.
He's out. He's out. He made his choice.
Hey, choices have consequences.
Don't they know?
He's
finding it out.
See that Indiana Jones movie when they was in the old soldiers in there. That was they was in this cave and they'd been there for years with the Holy Grail, and he chose poorly. But Harry has chosen poorly. What the Crusader told the man, he chose poorly.
It was all over the news today.
Harry, if you're watching tonight, I know you and Megan probably sitting there around your computer watching it. You chose poorly, Harry.
Hey,
whipped.
Did you see what the headline today on the news was that he regretted watching her love scenes in some of them movies.
he probably still regrets watching her love scenes now. Yo, he's whipped, man. He's over. He's like a boiled piece of fettuccine. He's gone. I'm just take it or leave it, whatever. Here's one right here. Now this might get me in some trouble here, but anyway, I'm full service. I'm all denominational.
Oh Lord!
All denominational. Other than drinking copious, and for you, some of you that might be down there around East Point or somewhere that don't know what copious is, it means a lot. Copious means other than drinking copious amounts of alcohol, tenets of the Catholic faith that Nancy Pelosi follows. Come on in, Father. Let's have a double shot. Oh, man. Copious amounts of alcohol. That is one drunk woman. She has been drunk ever since I've seen her. Lord have mercy. Other than Barack Hussein Obama and Michael Michelle Obama, people on Martha's Vineyard that have ever eaten soda crack crackers and potted meat.
Woo!
Do you reckon you can eat by a can of potted meat on Martha's Vineyard?
No, you can't buy no potted meat on Martha's
They had
Vineyard.
to bring it
No.
in. They had to bring it in from the south side of Chicago and take it up
Yeah.
there with them. Michael
Yeah.
and Barack when they go back up there to their place.
They ain't got no fishing boats on Martha's Vineyard.
Huh?
I ain't never seen a fishing boat didn't have some Vienna sausage and potted meat in it.
Oh no!
They don't fish up there.
Fishing folks don't fish on Martha's Vineyard, man. Are you crazy?
What?
I don't know where Martha's Vineyard is. I ain't never been there.
Ain't no such thing. Here's a I see it. That's about the last one. That's the last one I had about Barack and Michael about the potted meat. That's it. Other than, including his bladder and his bowels, things that Joe Biden has any control over. That's it. Y'all. That's it for the night.
Before we start closing out, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm a little worried about the ball game coming up on Monday night. I'm afraid that they ain't gonna be no Georgia fans there. Cause they all gonna get locked up because they got a law saying that you can't tailgate out there at that football stadium. They ain't gonna have no tailgating in the parking lot of the football stadium.
You can't have a Georgia game.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't have an SEC game.
There'll be a game.
There'll be some folks locked up.
They folks left now driving to California, got $10,000 worth of steaks and ribs and all in the refrigerator, them big old campers and them big old cookers they put out there. They gonna cook them
all
somewhere.
them folks gonna go eat out. Cleveland, they ain't gonna tailgate, man. That's no poor folks do that, man. The folks ain't gonna tailgate. What you talking about? They got restaurants out there in California like you wouldn't believe.
That's what
folks
the
going out there
ball
got
game.
pockets full of money, credit card. They're like, oh no, man, we gonna eat out. They ain't gonna cook no hot dogs out here.
I ain't talking about no hot dogs now. I'm talking about steaks and ribs and all that kind of stuff. They be
They gonna get
Why don't we do this? Why don't we, the four of us, rent us an RV and us drive out there and watch it, and we could do the show out there next week coming back.
You can't go.
I ain't interested, Marvin.
No.
Marvin is off limits at Georgia ball game. He's been the one in his life and he lost. He can't go no more. Can't go no more.
All right, Charlie, tell us what's going to happen next week.
Well, we're going to actually be closer to where we need to be. You know, we've had the 16-degree mornings, around Christmas time, sweating like everything the last few days, but we're getting back to where we should be. And normal highs for this time of the year about 61 degrees. So this shows us that everything's looking good. Tuesday, about a 40% chance of rain. And then Thursday, another 50% or 30% chance of rain, we should say. You know, big spread on how much rain fell. About an inch in a lot of locations. I know Colquitt got about an inch of rain. Right here at our location, a little bit north of Dothan, 3 inches. So there's some folks over in Blakely area, around Early County. They got
2.6 inches. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And so it was a big range of numbers there, but some of that we had came in a very short period of time. So that's kind of a look at the weather. I want to say thank y'all for joining us this week. We love every one of you that tune in. Pray for our nation. Pray for one another. And something I want to say, COVID is back. I can name you. I could fill up my fingers and toes with folks that I've heard that I know have COVID right now. But don't take it too far. And I heard a commercial on radio. If you haven't had your update since September, there's one waiting for you now. I just don't know about all shot after shot after shot. That's a personal thing you have to make your mind up on. But I do know this. Yesterday, in the middle of nowhere, I'm talking about in the middle of nowhere, the young man that was riding down the road on his bicycle in the wide open spaces with nothing but pine trees on one side of the road and rye patch on the other side of the road, wearing a mask really looks stupid when you're out there in the wide open spaces on a bicycle. And for the lady I saw about, 2 or 3 minutes later at an intersection, nobody in the vehicle with you, that real heavy mask you had on looked kind of stupid. Think about this. We do some stupid things. We all do. But I think some folks just carry it a little bit too far. Y'all have a great week. We appreciate you. And with that, good to have my buddy Queasel back tonight.
Thank you, Charlie. Man, it's good to be back. I had a little dose of that COVID there myself, and it didn't last it didn't last too many days. But last week I was hawking and coughing and sneezing and snorting, and it wouldn't have been good to been on the show. But it's glad to be back. Want to recognize two people tonight, or a couple of people that, and I don't know neither one of them name. I can't never remember nobody's name, but that football player that fell out dead Monday night. I think he that I don't think that went in vain. They brought him back and he's doing good. They said he wrote a note today to find out if they won the ball game, and they said they think he's gonna make a complete recovery. But it was so good to me. Of course, I was worried about him. I didn't see it, but Kristen was watching it, and she called me back there immediately to come see what was going on. And but that team surrounded him and got down on the knees, not part of them, but all of them, and they was praying that the guy would be okay. So I just want to recognize that they were not ashamed to do that. But there's a sportscaster for ESPN, and I don't know his name, and I apologize for not knowing your name, mister, if you watching, and I'm sure you are, that went on air while he was on the air on the show. He stopped and he prayed to God that this football player be healed. Now, let me tell you something. In today's world, in today's time, that took some courage, because
Amen.
it could have, and it still might cost him his job. But he prayed, and you could tell by the way he was praying, he knew who he was talking to. He knew he was talking about. He knew how to pray. It's a shame to know that the only time that we want to call on the merciful God that we all serve is when we don't have anybody else to call on. But if that's what it takes, then this whole outfit, this whole deal where this football player is having to go through what he's going through, there's no telling how many people got reached by what they saw. That there's no because listen, let me tell you something. It's a miracle that guy's dead. I mean, alive. Those doctors and those medics, they've done an outstanding job. But it takes a miracle to bring somebody back from the dead. And that's what happened. And they saw that, and they gave the credit and the glory where it needed to go. And I just want to say to them people, and I don't know your name, but I want to tell you that I thank you and I appreciate you. And I appreciate the coverage that it's been getting. And I have yet, now it might be out there, but I haven't seen it. I have yet to see anything that was negative toward the God that I serve. And to me, that's worth it all. But let me tell y'all, I just got to say it, and then I'm through. If you don't think he's a God of miracles, if you don't believe he is, you just you can look at two of us on this screen right here, and you can know that he is a God of miracles, a God that is merciful, and that we just better all be glad that we don't get what we deserve. So thank y'all for letting us in. I want you to listen to what Floyd's going to tell you in just a minute, because what he's saying is dead on the money. We love y'all. We appreciate you letting us spend some time with you, and we'll see y'all next week. Floyd?
Yes, sir. Amen, brother. A good testimony. I have nothing but the truth. My friends, exercise your Second Amendment rights. Arm yourself, be armed at all times in order to protect your family and yourself. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Don't engage in an argument with an idiot because when the argument's over with, he's still an idiot. Be vigilant of your surroundings wherever you are. Watch what's going on around you. And tonight, when you lay down in your bed and go to sleep, you thank the good Lord God Almighty above for everything He's done for you today. And you will be asleep and you'll still be thanking Him. We'll see y'all next week. Go ahead and take us on home, Marvin.
Guys, thank y'all for joining us tonight. It's an honor for y'all to invite us into your home. I want to give a big shout out to our co-broadcaster, Matt Bracewell. Check him out, Creation and Composting. Man, I promise you he'll bless your socks off. Guys, don't forget, Sunday's coming. You know what it means. It's the Lord's Day. Give him his due. Our scripture of the day says, "But you are a shield around me, O Lord. You bestow glory on me and lift up my head." It's a brand new year, guys. I know some of you might have made resolutions, and some of you might have already broke them. Only thing I'm going to encourage you to do is in 2023, let's just keep our eyes on the Lord, and I promise you, everything will work out. Everything will pan out. Just trust in the good Lord. We love y'all. You know we do. We'll be back same place and same time next week, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Don't ever forget it. We always tell you every week, no matter what you do in life, always be particular. Good night, guys.
See
We
y'all.
love you.
Good
See
night.
ya.
See.